All right. Good morning. Welcome back to the Harmonic Trading Club. This one isn't necessarily an FX live. This one, I titled it an All Markets Live. We just want to take a chance and sit back and take a breath. It's been a crazy week. A lot of fundamentals, a lot of volatility, all over the place. And there's some good that came with that. Um, a lot of setups were completed and came to fruition, and I covered many of them throughout the week. I think we probably went live 3 times this week. Probably did 1 or 2 recordings, so that's pretty good set of information for anybody that wants to go back and review. So in this one here, probably going to stay on for probably about an hour, and I want to just go through some of the major markets. I'll run through Forex, the FX market, real quick. You know what? To be honest with you guys, I didn't even take a look at stocks too much, if at all, this week. Most of my energy and focus was actually on Forex, just because how fast the markets were moving. They were pretty much just giving setup after setup, and that's why you saw, so much activity being produced on the channel for Forex, and it's good for Forex traders. But I kind of neglected the stock traders. So I'm going to take a look at that live with you guys, and this is with me being out of the loop. So I'll be playing catch up while I actually do this, and then this will also allow me to do some reviews and talk about some of the things that we talked about, and hopefully, if all works out, I can maybe even take some questions from the chat. So let's see what happens. Let's see how this goes. So I'm starting off with, also, since this is educational, and I understand that many traders, especially in Forex, have a liking to stay on smaller time frames. And I think I've clearly illustrated this week alone that that's not where you want to be. You want to pay attention to your higher time frames. You want to take even less trades. You don't want to be out there trying to do this scalp thing, just basically just getting whipsawed, just getting put through a meat grinder, because that's really what this market is. Either market, that's what they are. It's a meat grinder, especially if you don't have a system that's going to allow you to stay in control of everything that's happening. So, again, for the FX stuff, I'll start off on the weekly chart, and then I'll be jumping down to smaller time frames to guys let you see what it looks like as you zoom in closer. So here's dollar yen. I wanted to start with dollar yen. We're gonna have a pretty good treat in here too. I wanted to start with dollar yen because dollar yen is where basically an opportunity that I talked about yesterday is. I came off the week to the day, and it had the potential to give us a 2618 trade. Now that's still live because step two in the entry or the confirmation has taken place. Okay, so step one was getting, well, 4 parts. One, it's filled with that 618 retracement. By 618 retracement, I mean swing high to swing low, 618 overbought conditions, bearish divergence, showing you that speed of transactions is slowing. So step one, at least getting the 618 retracement, that's a requirement of mine. I won't even begin to entertain a 2618 trade that does not hit the 618. So if that's helpful to you, you can put that in your rule book too. If it doesn't hit the 618, I'm not interested. Why? Because chances are it might trick you. It might look like price action coming towards 618, might look like it is not, and looks like it's going to fall away, and then goes and gets it, and maybe even higher. That's why for the 2618 trade, at minimum requirement, must hit the 618. I'm not even interested if price action doesn't reach the 618. Now, once that's reached, then I start my waiting process, because now you're in my area of interest. It's time for me to start looking. And as I put on display for the Euro Great Britain Pound, which we're going to talk about next, I can start to wait for the confirmation to develop and complete. Same thing here with this UJ 2618 bear opportunity. And of course, I talked about the many reasons why I'm interested here. One is it gives me the opportunity to get re-involved, a second chance at getting in this bat pattern. Like, who wouldn't want that, right? Even this just had so much. It was just so inflicted by fundamentals. It just drove the trade crazy for no reason. This is nonsense. Like, you can't make sense of this. All right. But I remember the news headlines and the things that were happening day by day because I was tracking them. The Bank of Japan, this is yen Japanese, the Bank of Japan was, I think they changed their interest rate like twice in that cycle, and they still just did another one like this week. So that's why you see this. And then, of course, also inside of there, the US dropped their Fed rate. And then there was another set of news that suggested that there might have been a rate cut that didn't happen. So with both of those together, both banks just really making a lot of changes or not making a lot of changes. This is the representation of that. Okay. So finally, for me, and I know I keep going off topic, we're going to move. I just want to be able to take my time and slow down because this has been one hell of a week, a good week at that. But bullish engulfing candle. And then yesterday, while this was still live, while the Thursday candle was still live, I suggested that that could become doji, and it did. I then alluded to waiting for Friday's candle, which is where we are, and you can see the tail. Well, let me get this out the way. You can see the tail. So at one point in time, see how long it is, okay? At one point in time, this looked like, okay, that Friday, today's candle, at one point in time, it looked like a Friday break and close beyond the doji was a complete lock. It looked like that at one point, but of course, those prices were rejected, and then you see it sucking back up, meaning almost no change in price. No body. Look at it. You can see it for yourself. Almost no body, zero body, just the high and the low, but just nothing as far as it like really changing. So unless that can develop and come and give us something, if it does, then again, I talked about this on the video I did last night, then yeah, I'm going to be very interested come next week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But if it continues to dance around, I'm no longer interested. Okay, so that's something for you guys, just being able to walk away. And I'm telling you, life will be a whole lot better if you can kind of like lock that part in. So I know what I'm looking for on that. But let me just come back. So it's really just nothing. It's really all predicated off of that happening. So that opportunity, and I know a lot of people like trading dollar pairs and UJ. Euro Great Britain pound is the one that really got us going, and this is the one where I got to talk about the harmonic combo that was formed, filled, completed, bullish bat pattern, combined with a bullish butterfly pattern, combined with that 3-bar reverse. I'm going to get rid of the butterfly pattern so we can see a little bit better inside of here. Engulfing candle, doji, trigger, and entry saying go. And then, of course, the good thing about it is he came up to the 382, to basically the target one. And then, I kind of like pulled some off, but it's okay because remember, I told you guys about trade management. So from a trade management perspective, I said, once I see what I want to see, I might start looking around for another opportunity to try to get to the 618. So if I come to the 1 hour chart, I get just that. This is what I'm talking about, seeing if something else happens. So I get another powerful combination inside of EG after that 382 or 38%, where I've already grabbed some money and put it in my pocket. And then he comes and gives me this bullish cipher pattern on the 1 hour. And that is what's going to allow me to attempt to trade all the way up there to the 618. The other good thing about the cipher is it wasn't a true 3-bar, but it wasn't an A plus 3-bar reversal, but it did come down. Here's a candle number 2, doji, kind of like a hammer, and then trigger an entry taking that out. So now a little bit of distribution forming here, coming back. The structure should be created by that little small little doji thing in there, and then we should be off to the races. If not, it's okay because I do have a stop loss up under there. They say, okay, that's fine. We got everything we can off of EG, Euro, Great Britain, Pound. So it's kind of like what this stuff. I like to show you guys what this stuff like actually looks like for a professional who really understands market structure, harmonics, Fibonacci, these types of things up close. So that's that. But I only went here to show you guys because I always talk about when I'm talking about trade management, and I say when price action gets here, then you need to pay attention and look around and see if there's a use case for you to add more positions or get completely out, whatever. So that correction, once price action reached 38%, that's fine. That's normal and expected. That's expected a pushback after that. That's a major Fibonacci ratio. So that type of correction after that. And then basically you're in trend continuation mode. Okay, so it would basically look like if I were to draw it out, it would say, you'd say starting point, initial high, outside return, new structure high, outside return, new structure high. So now, and I've used bullish cipher pattern to get back involved in the trend to try to go get more. So that's EG. And I'm probably not going to hit all of these. It probably wouldn't make sense. You guys probably wouldn't be interested in all of them. I really wanted to go see the one of the things I really wanted to do, and I know people probably want to hear me talk about stocks too. Give me just a second to look over some of these Forex pairs, and then I promise you I'll jump over to stocks. Remember, I just need a chance to excel, doing the work, doing the analysis, recording the videos, editing, trading, managing, day job. So I just need a second to kind of come down. But looking at, okay. So what sucks about my life, I'll be honest with you guys. And it's kind of I think it's a gift and a curse, right? Because this thing for me, it's a different world for me. It's not like it's sometimes it's not fair because when the average person looks at a chart, they have to start looking around or they might see a bunch of nonsense and stuff like that. When I see a chart, okay, my reticular is going to catch this, and like I said, I don't know if it's a gift or a curse. It's not gonna fail, all right? So when I see a chart, this is NZD USD, by the way, I'm automatically going into wait mode, okay? Impulse X to A, B at the 618 retracement, 618 retracement, putting me in Gartley territory. I'm going to go straight in and start saying, where's the PRZ? Where's my area of interest? Okay. A to B, looking at the 127. So what sucks about the markets for me is, the cursed reticular. I know a lot of people are like, damn, I wish I could do that. So what this does, and this is kind of like how I look at the market, and it's crazy because I don't really have to. Okay. So Gartley pattern developing on NZD USD. Okay, why price action is pushing up? With me knowing that when you get Gartley and Cypher, when you're getting close, 50% of the way there, probably gonna get it. Lets me know, don't be concerned with this little double top action here. Don't worry, there's nothing. Don't trade the junk, right? Stay away from the trash. Don't be concerned with this. The job at this point, if you see something like that, is to let it get up here. This is the real area of interest, meaning I'm not concerned, and I'm going to go ahead and get on, and I do need to look at the stock market and maybe some crypto stuff. I'm not concerned until we get to this completion up here. Other than that, I don't give a damn what happens with NZD USD. All right? I don't care what happens. I don't care if you think that this is structure right here. I don't care if you think that this should reverse and fall right here. Why? Because even if it does, there's probably enough stuff going on in there for it to just be a minor pullback for it to come up here and fill. That's why. Let's look at some other popular people. Let's look at EJ. Really nothing on EJ, just out of the world. If anything, probably be looking at I'm gonna come closer and see. Can we code Gartley and run auto trading? Yes, you can. You can. That's a good question. Where is it? It is in the, I forgot how to, wait a minute. Yeah, I'll show you how to code Gartley. I think where they moved the Pine editor. They upgraded. Okay, Pine editor. Hopefully you can see. You see the coding here? So yeah, you can code. Oh, well, you can't auto trade it where it's going to auto execute, but yes, you can. Um, so you see, I have some scripts that I've created. They work too. I just prefer to do my own thing. But yeah, if you had the Pine script for Gartley, if you got a good one, you could go in here and you could say create new indicator, and you could paste your code in there, add it to the chart, and then it would jump on there and show you all the Gartley patterns. So the other part of your question is, can you simply go ask Chat GPT or Claude or whatever the best AI you got to, hey, give me the Gartley pattern. I need to make sure that it has a X to A leg, a valid B leg at 618, but cannot touch 786. I need the C leg, must touch 618, cannot go beyond 886. And the D leg completion, I need it to be 127 extension of A to B or a blah, 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 right? If you could get that from AI, whichever your favorite AI is, and paste it right in here and then add to chart, yes, you can do that. Can we code Gartley and run auto trading? So yeah, but here's the thing. Let me talk about the auto trading part real quick. The real answer is you don't even want the auto trading part. Right? That's something you want to take out of your mind. You want to take that out of your head. You don't want the damn computer auto executing for you. You are a 1,000 times better executor than auto. It doesn't know. It doesn't know if there was true conviction there. It doesn't know if there was confirmation there. It's just got some stuff in it, and it's just going to be open and closing and open and close and open. No, you're the account manager. Make sense? You don't want to leave that up to a computer. It can let me go back. Okay, let me go back. A computer is not calling that out. That 3-bar reversal, it's not doing that for you. You got to be there. I executed that live soon as the day candle closed. Okay? So yeah, you can if you want. I'd look for, like I said, go over to your favorite AI and get a Gartley. Get all of them. Get Gartley, Bat, and Cipher. Get those three. Get Gartley, Bat, and Cipher. And then come in here and name them, create new indicator. Call it Bat pattern test, whatever. And place the code in there and hit add to chart and see if it goes and finds them. So yeah, but you definitely want to trade this market like a professional. Professional traders are not using auto traders. So you got to remove some of that retail, get rich quick, lazy mindset stuff. You got to get rid of that. And if you're going to play this game, if you're going to do this, you got to do it like a professional. And you got to be able to wait too. As you see, remember that took 3 days. That took Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for that to happen. And if that didn't happen, no trade. It did happen, I made a bunch of money. Same thing with UJ. I don't want it automated. What if it automated? Oh my God. What if it automated, right? You was using some automation and it put me in a short there because it saw the bearish divergence, but the trade goes and retests and does a triple top. Now the damn robot done damn near blown my account. right? So get the auto trading thing out of your mind. Be a professional. Learn structure analysis. I suggest that you learn advanced pattern recognition to the highest degree you can. Get your psychology under control. Relax, have fun, enjoy this thing. Get the jitters out. Don't let it drive you crazy. Do it as a business. Understand that each trade is an investment that represents a certain amount of money to you. And do what you got to do. It's not that serious. It's not that bad to where you want to, you should want to do this if you love it that much. Oh, I just want to automate it. No. I want to manage my money. All right. We were on EJ. Very interesting. Very interesting. Nothing yet though. Close to 3-bar continuation. Engulfing candle doji needs to close. I don't know if it's going to do it though, or what's going to happen. 3-bar continuation for EJ would signal a retest of the high here. Okay. 3-bar continuation. 3-bar C is the counterpart to 3BR, 3-bar reversal. So just like there's engulfing candle doji break and close, there's engulfing candle doji break and close confirmation continuation too. A lot of people don't know about that. I do teach that in the academy too, but pound dollar is a good one to go look at. It's really, really not clear what's going on with pound dollar. It's just really not. There is one thing though. There's one thing is in that it had higher high, higher close, signifying that this could just be a pullback. I'm gonna get over the stocks, I promise. This could just be a pullback and this trend could still be there, but I need to see more to suggest that. I need to see more, and I'm pretty sure that that's not, well, wait a minute, maybe I spoke too fast. Nah, I don't have nothing to go off. I would need something to kind of launch me off into it. So, all right, so let's do this. Let's switch over and let's go look at some of the. Okay, the market has been rocking and rolling. This is Amazon. Let's go see what these people have been crying about. So yeah, this got bad. This got bad. Let me just go look real quick. Topped off and then distribution. Okay, so this is all fundamental though, because everything was so great until we started having conversations about the Fed chair switch over to Kevin Warsh. So week 1 day. Ooh, that's ugly. And this thing was doing so. Ooh, that's bad. What the hell do you make of that? January 9th. Okay, so this began on the 28th. Okay. So yeah, it's been a long time. It was a double top. So here's the thing. Okay, I'll tell you guys a secret. Watch this. Here's where people mess up at. There's no reason to suffer that type of fall right there, right? When it's not only that there's a double top, right? It closed with bearish divergence. This is the 27th right here. Once the 27th closed, when was that? Wait a minute, let me do something real quick. How's my thing? Okay. 27 January 27th, 10. That was 2 weeks ago. This was 2 weeks ago. The market literally told the traders, hey, things are slowing down and we're about to roll. So for a person to be crying and going through that, did I make that up? The market literally screamed out loud, hey, this is it. Retest, double top. That's it. I can't go any further. And they are about to liquidate this thing. The market said it. Unless you think I'm lying. At that retest there, with that bearish divergence, the people should have known. Like this could get ugly. Apple, okay. Apple's not having a struggle at all on the weekly. Moving. This retest is going to come into play right here. This 286 high. I'm not going to do the technicals and talk about how it can get there. I'm not going to do it. It would literally throw everything off. Weeble. Weeble. I did a video on Weeble too. And what's crazy is, yeah, Weeble was the shark pattern. So he made it up a little bit, but something happened fundamentally where he came down. So, yeah, Weeble had a bullish shark pattern. React with 3 bar too comes up. Procter and Gamble. Let's have some bigger stuff. Eli Lilly. Eli Lilly. That's been in the news a lot. But it's really not too much. Not too much. Like I said, I really just wanted to take a look. And if anything crazy jumps out, I will talk about it. But Eli Lilly just consolidating. So but the good thing I would say is this is good. People think consolidation is bad. Inside of consolidation, usually a decision is being made. A lot of times it's accumulating. It's just kind of like pausing for a second because look at the run. Just think of it like this. I put it like this. Look at the run that it was on. Investors are going to pause. You make a run. Look, listen, the people. From August, right, to now. From August to now. You make a run from 625 to 1140, almost double the money. The market, they're going to stop and go sideways. Look at it like that. All right. MasterCard. Let's do something else. Okay, that's not bad. Let's do I want to find, you know what? Let's just do this. JPMorgan, we really need to look at them. Okay, not bad. So a lot of stuff, like I was telling you guys when I started looking at the different sector videos, the market still structurally sound, except for like the first guy that I had jumped out and talked about. Who was the first guy? Amazon. Everything else. So now listen, if you don't get anything out of this video here, do you see how much the news likes to play with you and make you think there's just pandemonium all over the place when I'm showing you there isn't? That's crazy. That's probably why, I just kind of like stuck to, the other side and did the Forex stuff. Capital. So that's Goldman Sachs. It's banking. The banks, or at least the banks. And I'm going to be doing a financial sector video. That's next week is going to be focused on finance. That's the XLF sector. So what that means is this. I'll put it like this. This is what I'll do. XLF. So see how it says financial select sector? This is the whole sector. So what's happening in the sector is what matters. Share the video. You need to tell people that they need to be here because you're not going to get this from anywhere. It's kind of like breaking news, like the world's best kept secrets. Okay, so let's do it like this. Let's talk about money, right? We'll switch and we'll do some sector stuff here. We're dealing with the whole entire sector, meaning inside of XLF, that has all the big dogs in it. That's where the money is rotating at. JPMorgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Capital One, Goldman Sachs, you name it, right? They're circulating inside the financial sector. We're more, trust me, yes, we are more than just a trading channel, okay? And we're different from all those other YouTube channels out there. So, following the sector, right? This is kind of like what you guys will see next week. I'll come and I'll talk about the sector, but then you guys will see me start breaking down the individual stocks that are in the sector. And we will see how they are all moving together. It allows you to stay in tune so you understand where are we. Right now, if you go turn on the news is going to tell you the market's in a correction, it's crashing, blah. No, the fuck it ain't. Excuse my language. It's frustrating. Finance, at least where the money is, like we would know that we're in trouble if the banks were in trouble. The banks have double bottom, break and close beyond previous structure, 618 retracement, and pushing up to go. The entire banking financial sector. I'm not making that up. You're looking at it. So that's XLF, the sector, and some stuff inside of there is stuff like JPMorgan, which notice has the same exact look, JPMorgan Chase, as the sector. Why is that? because JPMorgan Chase is the leader in the sector. Okay? JPMorgan Chase is the leader, just like you got a leader for tech. You got a leader for energy. All right? And they switch. In energy, I think your leader is probably like Chevron or Exxon. But you got a couple of big players in energy, oil, petroleum, crude, stuff like that. In tech, sometimes it's Tesla, sometimes it's NVIDIA. It kind of switches. Finance, XLF, that usually stays JP Morgan Chase. A lot of that money was used to build the country, just in case you don't know. All right. I guess it'd probably be good to go look at the SPY. Okay. Oh my God, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. No, it's not. Rotation slowing? Yes. Sky falling? No. Okay. Waiting. The correct way to say is waiting for a decision. Not rolling over, not crashing, not falling. The news. I can tell you that's the problem. It's the news. It's the news. It's the media. That's the problem. You're looking at SPY on the macro, on a weekly. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. Is that more? Is that a month? Am I mistaken or not? That takes us back to the beginning of January, right? And now we're at the beginning of February. Nothing's happened. The news will have you freaking out. Tell me I'm lying. The news will have you freaking the hell out. Withdrawing all your money, selling all your Bitcoin. The news is doing that. You go look at the SPY, and ain't nothing happening. It's quiet. It's calm. Let's come a little closer. Nothing. Nothing. It's going to jump around inside this little range because, of course, I had already talked about on several other videos how he used Mr. Gartley pattern to really get going. He used that Gartley pattern to really get fire up into that range. Okay, and now he's going to jump around a little bit. This is what you guys hear me say. Expected. That's expected. He up in there. You're going to slow down. Still continuing to, even with all the nonsense. So I'll do it like this. We're going to come a little closer. I'm going to show you one more time. And the other thing I get to do here, right? The other thing I get to do here is, let me clean up everything. All right. So remember, if it's there, I'm going to see it. All right. All right. Impulse XA. Is he touching that 618? No, he ain't. Okay. So he's not touching the 618, right? So that's gonna make him bet. He's not Gartley. That's gonna drop him in the bet. It's gonna be 50 and 886. All right. So I told you guys on my introduction video, over time, I need you guys to be able to do that. I need you guys to be able to see how close that original correction is. And then you need to jump in there and then go clean it up. So this is 50% B with an 886D. Completed bat pattern and react, because whether you like it, hate it, understand it or not, that's how the market moves. Go down there, feel that boy, go break and close it. So you want it to be to where, no, can't nobody tell you nothing. Expected retest at the PRZ, double bottom retest. This is the way the market moves. So you are going to have to learn how to tune out some of this noise, making its way up to target. Remember? Okay. So look at that. So imagine if you were a day trader, right? And you traded stocks. If you were a day trader trading stocks, the market would have rewarded you today. Well, no, the fourth Monday, but you'd still be in this trade live. I wasn't dealing with any stocks, but you would be in this live and you'd be happy because you saw that bat pattern. And especially if you traded options. Now, An options contract on SPY is a pretty expensive contract, but you would have kicked ass. Definitely. I ain't gonna lie. Yes, I am biased to this system. That's why I advocate that people learn it. You look at me, you see, and just one little thing, you see me using Fibonacci. You see me drawing the retest, double bottom, break and close. I got so much the advanced bat pattern. You saw before that, right? Not too more. You saw how I had broke down the Gartley pattern that had got it there. Listen, people, I don't do this for no reason, okay? Right? And then he's got another one right there that just go, that bat probably ain't gonna be stopped. Now that I look at it, because it's in that same rhythm, using that bat to get involved, that thing might not be stopped. That might be the one right there. I'm not gonna get into the projection. I could. It's just a projection. I could go swing low to swing high, use the baby minimum. Okay, 7-11. That's possible. So now something now, you know, fundamentally, so that's 7-11 on the SPY. That's going to be breaking news when and if that happens. I already said it before all the fucking news, but they got to get out their own way. They got to stop stopping stuff. They're all about stopping stuff. Don't let it happen. Regulate this, regulate that. They got to get out their own way. A good thing about advanced pattern recognition, you see the Gartley, right? So these two are in the same family. That could be inevitable. That could be. I'm not saying. Could be. Who else will be good? Let's I'm not gonna go all the way through the AI stuff, but let's just take a peek at NVIDIA. Look at that. Let's come out a little bit. Okay. Now, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna have the same story with you. Remember I talked about tech? So NVIDIA is in the tech sector, but of course NVIDIA is also in the SPY. Notice it's the same look as I started off with on the SPY. Ain't nothing really happening. The media have you thinking that NVIDIA is going to hell right now. I just saw him this morning on TV. Harassing Jensen Hang. What's going on with your deal? Didn't you just have a deal that broke down? And that causes it causes a stop and a pause like this. Okay. Let's go do the other guy. Let's do Tesla. Let's look at Tesla. All right. So Tesla got hit with a bat pattern, reacted, came, fought back, reacted. It's got some problems. So I'm gonna come in a little bit closer because there might be harmonic there. I'm gonna come all the way into the 1 hour. It's gonna be tough. You know what? No, let me go to the day first. Let me see. Good afternoon, sir. Could you look at Cypher on coffee? Let me do this one first, and I will try to slip that in there. And then I gotta do. I don't want to see that bat anymore. Let me see what this is real fast. Oh, nope. So no Gartley because we hit the 618, but we don't have a 618C. So B is good, but C is not. So I would scrap this. But what I will do, even if it's on the daily chart, I'll tell you this how I look at Tesla. Because news isn't going to tell you this, okay? News isn't going to tell you this. I will. Not engulfing, so it's not going to be the highest grade. Okay, so you'll get this chance to see me do this without an advanced pattern. Not the highest grade. Perfect doji wafer body trigger and entry if it closes above 402. See it? Ta-da! Wasn't that easy? You literally saw me do that in 10 seconds. Watch the rest. Because that's how powerful the 3-bar reversal is, okay? A couple of things. You're basically doing a double bottom retest right here. You're basically trading this double bottom. I'll do this for you guys. And then I'll try to see if I can do that coffee thing. Actually, I don't have the time to do the coffee. I probably, you think there's a bat on coffee? I'll try. Hold on. But then targets on Tesla, swing high to swing low, 618. Off of that 3-bar reversal. So it's not an A plus 3-bar. It's I get out a C plus. You don't have the engulfing candle. I want a little bit more meat on the doji. The trigger and entry is good if he can stay. We don't know if he's going to stay up there. We're on the day chart. So what this means is, as long as nothing crazy happens, is if Tesla closes above, and we're anywhere near this today, right? In what, 5, 6 hours, 8 hours, whatever. It's Friday. Go to the weekend. The signal is already made. The decision is already made for Tesla. It almost can't. Anything can happen. Let me slow down. It almost can't do anything else. The decision at 1 p.m. today will be made for next week for Tesla to go get 456. I would almost bet my life on it. That, now, remember, the current confirmation candle can say, no, we're not doing that. Okay, and if that happens, then everything is off the table. So what symbol are you using for coffee? That's in futures, right? Which coffee futures contract are you talking about? Put it in the chat. Put the coffee symbol that you're looking at. I don't look at coffee, but yeah, if you want, I can do it for you. Let me see. Let me see what this does. Let me see if that works. They said KC. Oh, coffee futures. It is KC. Let me see if I can get a better one than who this ICE US is. I could probably use theirs. You know what exchange you looked it up on? So I can compare it to the same exchange that you're running on. All right, let's just grab one. And what time frame are you on? So you said you think there's a bat in here. Let's see how sharp you are. You might be on to something. You might be on it. I don't think you need to be asking me for nothing. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Okay, almost. Okay. So look at you. That is very sharp of you. Not touching the 618, getting very close. Not touching the 618, which would have invalidated BAT and sent it into Garley, so you can still keep your 50 BAT and 886. Hey, I'm impressed by that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm impressed by that. And down to the PRZ. Yeah, you're getting off. I am impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna hold you. That was great to see you do that. So we'll come back to the week just to get a little bit more cleaner. The day was a little tight. So you're right where you want to be. We'll go ahead and we'll say that's a great call by you. I am really impressed. It just depends on how tight that is. And then 886. Let's do this. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna come back today, clean it up, and then we'll give you our thoughts on it. So you stayed, you hung around. I appreciate you. So you got your coffee bat workshop. So let the people know they got questions, they want to talk about stuff, bring it here. I can break it down any way, a number of ways. It might not be APR, advanced pattern recognition. It might be something else, but either way it goes, we'll get to the bottom of it. Is that fair? So let's do it. Okay. Remember we talked about exactly how close that was, right? I'm gonna get a little bit bigger for you guys, and then I'm gonna have to get going. Okay. So remember, 618 sends you into Gartley. This is 616. It's basically 2 points from Gartley. But then also you would have needed for Gartley, you would have needed a 618C. So whenever I don't have a 618C, I disqualify as Gartley. Some people like to do it. I call it a Gartley variant. But this is good enough for BAT and price action. Here's the problem here. Not really a problem, but oversold, you don't have the diversion. So if you don't have it on the day, you're not going to have it on the week, right? Meaning, very, very close, right? Meaning, coffee has no intention of turning around yet. None. Okay. Yeah. So, you already in this contract, or you're thinking of when to buy it? Because if you want to purchase the contract, I can tell you what you need to do. You're going to need to wait. Oversold on our side, no bullish divergence, no turning, no conviction, no accumulation, no, it didn't slow down yet. None of that happened. So, and don't get jumpity. This is where you get to put everything that you hear and see me talk about to the test. Let it feel, let it do its thing. It's going to take some time. Great Britain pound bat. Hold on. This is actually going to be the last one I can do. Let me come out to the week. You need to allow this thing to finish working, and do not buy this contract early. So that's all I can tell you on this. Do not buy that contract early. You'll get your chance. You're probably about 2 weeks away though. So don't even consider doing nothing with this. So next Friday, you just come look at it and see what happened. That's all you do. This will probably come give you the feel. Maybe today, maybe Monday. You'll get the feel on this. You're going to get the feel on it. But you don't need to do anything yet. All right? See, yeah, you'll get the feel on this. You don't need to do anything yet. You need to let him show you the accumulation phase. It's going to show you, because that's everybody else getting in line and getting behind you. That's why I tell you guys, the candles will tell you the story. He's going to fill, then it will slow down. You got to allow that to happen. So don't jump the gun. All right, you'll get your fill. You're going to get your bad pattern. That's the thing you got to know. You're going to be okay. You're going to win. You're going to crush it if you allow it to be delivered to you. The market wants to give you this bat. You need to be patient and allow it to do that. Pound. Which GBP bat? What inside of Great Britain pound? Pound what? I had about 1 minute. Pound dollar bat? Did we let the pound dollar already? Oh, one more thing. This is how I'm going to spend the last money. We'll have to like do something BTC USD. All right. This is how I'm going to spend it. Okay. Remember, I told you guys, and if you don't believe me, go look at the Cypher video, like 2 videos down on my channel. Way, like on Monday, which is way up here. Way on Monday, way up here, there was a void. And I told you guys where the potential reversal zone was going to be, because I was the only person. Because right now, the news is still telling you it's the end of the world. Bitcoin's dead. Get your money, take your money out, blah, 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 blah. I was telling you that there's a potential for it to find some support in the form of a bullish cipher. It wasn't even close. Boom, it did it. I'm going to show you guys something else. I'm not saying anything. Right? I'm just watching, right? Let me come down and then remember what I told you guys, okay? Look for the conviction. Phil, now this was a doji, but he's really getting off at 68.6 now. This was down to 6,000, boom. But no one even knew that there was going to be support here for this thing. The way I look at it is still the same. As a trader, you filled, so what? You oversold, so what? You ain't got no bullish divergence. You need to show me something. All right. So the good thing is you can go show them like the end of the video. Oh wow, damn, that's cipher field, and then wicked down and wicked down, and that's actually rejection as you see it sucking up. Like, oh, they came, they showed up. Remember that conviction that now does it make sense to you? That conviction you hear me talking about? You see why I say that? You can see it live. They showed up at the potential reversal zone, at the area of interest. The institutions came and pushed that thing up from $6,000 to $68,000, $8,000. Okay? Make sense now? To the degree that all of that madness, right? All that madness, you're about to have a big black day. Or in your case, if you're using green and red, a big green day. I'm not saying that it's not over. I'm saying that it's happening because that was an area to pay attention to, where if anything, I said this in the live video, if there was any chance in hell for Bitcoin to stop falling, this was its only hope. I said that on Monday. This was its only hope. If that you erase that, you get rid of that thing absolutely does do the whole 50, 45. Not saying that stuff can't happen either. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I could stay here all day and jump through everything. Hopefully you got some value from it. This was fun, a chance for me to just sit back, relax, talk to you guys, do some markup jobs for you guys. Try to keep it more frequent with the interaction as we continue to start producing live shows. Subscribe to the Harmonic Trading Academy. Subscribe to the channel and head on over to the playlist session where the academy is, where we literally teach everything that I talked about in this video. You see some of the guys in the comments really getting off that we were completely aligned on something, except for me just trying to coach them through and saying, hey, you right there, but this is how you deal with it once you get there. So if you guys finding a liking to this stuff, that literally on the chart is the most powerful indicator in trading. So why wouldn't you be here at the Harmonic Trading Club? You can learn that over in the Harmonic Trading Academy playlist under Module 6, I believe. That being said, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you can be notified. Share these videos with people that you know that are struggling and trying to get this thing under control. And of course, I'll be here for you guys as we continue to rock out and do what we do. You guys be good. Take care of yourself in the market. I will see you on the next video.